From Felon to Fruitful, how I changed my circumstances to become a multi-millionaire and successful business owner. Yep, you're going to get to hear all about it from today's guest, Emme, right after this quick intro here on the Sharvette Mitchell radio show.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Why y'all so happy?
You don't know? Sharvette Mitchell is on the radio.
It's time to get motivated, excited, and influenced. Why? It's the Sharvette Mitchell radio show, live from Richmond, Virginia. And now, here to motivate, excite, and influence you, Sharvette Mitchell.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sharvette Mitchell radio show, broadcasting live from the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, but heard and seen all across the World Wide Web. We are so excited to have all of you joining us and tuning in. Listen, this segment is brought to you by my brand quiz. Yep. Jump over to mybrandquiz.biz, not .com, not .org. Jump over to mybrandquiz.biz and check and see where are you on your personal brand journey. Take this interactive creative quiz, and then guess what? Get some resources targeted to how you respond that'll help you with your marketing and your branding. So mybrandquiz.biz. Jump over there. Listen, let's greet a few people that are coming on in. Listen, my sister is always holding it down over on YouTube. Hey, Kim, thank you so much for being here. Coach Andre is jumping on in. Hey there, we're good. Glad to see you. Happy holidays. Listen, we have an amazing show. This is our season opening show for 2022. Y'all, can you believe it? Like, have you had to actually write 2022 down? I'm telling you, we are so excited for all of our listeners and those that join us live. Yep, we're live through all of our streaming platforms on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. We see you, YouTube, as mentioned, all across Facebook, and all of our podcast listeners and those that check us out on our talk radio show platforms. We're excited to have you. Listen, I have my have ladies coming on in from my Facebook group. I'm checking you all out on my phone to see you all popping in. Listen, my mom is coming on in. Hey, girl. Hey, Betty. Thank you so much for being here. So listen, today's show, I am telling you, it is going to be good. We're talking about from felon to fruitful. I know that right there caught your attention. How our guest, Emme, changed her circumstances to become a multi-millionaire and successful business owner. This is absolutely for all of our entrepreneurs, all of those that are aspiring to be. I know it might be on your resolution list, on your to-do list for 2022, or to grow your business and your brand. This is for you. All right. Hey, welcome. You're going to start calling. I'm going to start calling you the voice. I like that. I'll accept that. Thank you so much, Miss Speaks. Has a wonderful magazine. So let me introduce my guest, because listen, she's in the virtual studio, ready to come up to the mic. Emme is here with us. She's the CEO, an international best-selling author. She's a publisher. She is a keynote speaker, sought after. She's just a mogul. Emme's inspiring and creative approach to business, life, and spirituality has led her to opportunities and led her down the path of television. Yes, to host television shows on major cable and television networks. Matter of fact, Fox KTVE has called her one of Louisiana's foremost experts on mindfulness. She is the CEO of several brands, which has produced products, digital products live in hand, physical products that are sold globally every single day. Her results and empowering authenticity have made her highly sought after as an expert and a leader. And certainly with the title of the show, there is a story behind this. I'm excited again for all those that are popping on in. Hey, Marquise, coming up to the stage live on the Sharvette Mitchell radio show. Let's welcome, put your virtual hands together for Emme. Hey, girl. Hey, welcome.
Hello, hello. I'm so happy to be here.
We are so excited to have you. Listeners are coming on in and they are sharing out and all that right now. And so, first of all, I got to start here because a little birdie told me, i.e., social media, that you are 38 days away from your nuptials, from your wedding. Oh
Yes.
my God.
Oh my God. I don't know where the time is going, but it's like 2 days every day is disappearing.
Wow. Now, are you like Bridezilla or have you been cool or what?
So far, I've been cool, but I just started on this really rigorous diet to fit into the dress. So I'm hoping that the bridezilla doesn't happen.
Well, congratulations on your
Thank
upcoming
you.
wedding. And so let's jump right in because I know that there are listeners who saw that topic and they are like, "Oh my goodness, like tell us the story." So, can you share a little bit of maybe how all this started, the background story about your life?
Absolutely. Well, for me, this whole journey, I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I've always wanted to be wealthy, but I grew up on welfare. My grandmother raised me, and I was rebellious, hard-headed. And so I got into a lot of different things. I didn't really make the best decisions when I was young. Um, and so I ended up in a few abusive relationships, but I'm also somewhat of a fighter. So I wasn't the one to just take it. And eventually the violence led me to prison. But when I finally ended up in prison, which was the best thing that could happen for me, it was an opportunity to stop and just, the first person I met in prison was an 18-year-old doing life. And I knew
Wow.
that wasn't what I wanted. So I
Yeah.
started making plans and collecting myself inside and actually using the tools that I had learned. It's one thing to read some things and study some things, it's a whole other
Uh-huh.
thing to practice it. And once I started practicing it, it gave birth to everything that I'm doing now.
So, okay, first of all, let me just say, like, to have the mindset to, that proves like where we are in situations and circumstances don't have to actually drive your mindset. But you were able to some kind of way get a mindset to say and make an observation like, I don't want my path to look like this. My path can go another way. And so sometimes people go through situations like that and they kind of just say, you know what, I'm out, I'm good, I'm a good citizen, I'm just gonna live my life. What was the catalyst to say, okay, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur, I'm gonna start some businesses?
Well, before I got into my whole little situation, I was already doing the publishing. I was already doing some things, but that stuff wasn't necessarily authentic. At that time, all of
Mm.
my businesses were Christian based, and there's this ideology in Christendom that you're supposed to forgive and you're supposed to stay, and that stick and stay thing. And I read a book while I was locked up called Eat, Pray, Love. And everybody, when it came out, it was the rave. And I was like, that book probably ain't that good. It was one of the best things that ever happened to me because when you're in trauma a lot and there's a lot of chaos around you, you're focused on what could go wrong, who don't like you, who could hurt you. That book had one little line in there and it said, what do you want to do? And she said it. Then the book said, her friend said, well, who do you know that would agree with you? And they don't even have to be alive. And it's that little bitty
Wow.
shift that changed everything. It's like, why am I living my life worried about all the things that could happen to me versus all of the agreement that's there for all these things that I want? It was that little bit that helped me to make a new plan. It was like, I'm going to live authentic. Even if it takes me outside of the lines of what a lot of people are comfortable with, it's time for me to live for me.
And a book, look how profound this is. And I certainly tell clients all the time about getting your intellectual property documented in a book, your
Yes.
transformational story documented in a book. And so this springboard for you was from somebody's words, somebody's book, the
Mhm.
power of words. Listen, we're getting some love over on LinkedIn. Thank you. I am absolutely loving this. I am all over this. Wonderful, wonderful. And so what kind of timeline are we talking about? How long did it take you to just change a new leaf and go the way that you're going now?
I went to prison in 2015. I got out in 2016, and I became a millionaire October of 2018. So not even a full 2 years.
My goodness, this, I know this is encouraging someone. Okay, so what was the, when you got out and you, like you said, you'd already done some of the publishing, book publishing and all of that. What was the first kind of business you got up and running, fresh start?
The coaching, because before I went away, I was a preacher, but I knew I was done with that. But on the other hand, I still love helping people. I just needed some freedom. So I got my coaching certificate, and then I got started with that. I started having sessions. And then from there, I got into the more mystical, metaphysical aspects of healing, because in 2006, they gave me 3 to 6 months to live. My heart was failing. I had Graves' disease, lupus, and I had seizures, epilepsy, the major epileptic seizures. So I had all of that going on, and the medications to treat all of that were interacting with each other. So I OD'd a few times on some of the medications. The respiratory depression was really bad. It was a lot of things going on. So I had already started studying, metaphysical aspects of healing, but I kept it quiet because, I was a Christian. So when I got out and I started doing my coaching, I also started sharing how I was able to come into remission. And I've been medication free for 7 years.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful. And so that leads into some of the products you have, some of the oils and the candles, and so, because it's one thing to say, okay, this helped me, but then to say, okay, wait a minute, I need to turn this over into a business. And listen, lots of love coming through over on YouTube for you. So thank you so much, all those that are coming in. And Miss Speak said you're one of her favorite people. So certainly, as people are actually coming on in, how what are the best ways to connect with you on social media?
You can follow me at Emme Official on Facebook or Instagram, or at Magical Mystic on Facebook and Instagram. I'm also on Twitter as Coach Lucretia. And I have a YouTube, which is Emme. So we have all of that going on.
all of that going on. There you go. And I have tagged listeners and viewers. If you're on Facebook, I've tagged a couple places, and also on Instagram. So they're all the connection points. And also Sharvette.com will get you to everything that you need to get to. And so we have the coaching business. We have the products. What other things? So how have you been able to manage and handle all of this? Because certainly that had to be exponential growth for you.
It was, it caused me to have to grow up a little bit, growing up, not trusting people or not a lot. I had to learn, because I had to delegate. Now that was a big thing. I think that was the toughest thing for me, is the delegating part, because it does require a level of trust and also courage. And so I hired people, good people. They've really stood behind me. My son is also an entrepreneur. He's like my number one partner, my ace boon coon. So that really helped. And then the other side of it is, I don't have any little kids. I'm going to tell you, as a person who has grandchildren, I fully understand the struggle when you have little children. And I was able to give myself to all of what I wanted to do.
Wow. And so, a point or two about hiring, for there are entrepreneurs that are listening who might be at that point of I'm growing, I'm emerging, maybe I have a virtual assistant, or any couple tips you would give for entrepreneurs around hiring and getting support, whatever that looks like.
Definitely make sure you check out whoever you're getting. Make sure they come with some kind of reference. When I first started, I was trying to stay close to the vest. Close to the vest isn't always the best thing. You don't always necessarily want to start with family unless they're able to separate family from business. You want the person that has the qualifications, and you don't want to be afraid to pay them. If you pay them well, you treat them right, then whatever happens, you're prepared to bring someone else in if that one doesn't work out. The other thing is making sure that you understand the importance of having some help. If you are overworked, you're going to miss a lot. Your creativity is going to be diminished. Your pleasure centers are going to be diminished, because you're tired, you're worn out. So if you get help before you get to that point, you're going to enjoy what you're doing more, and the creativity is popping, and these people are bringing you new inspiration. So you have room for all this growth. You cannot be afraid to hire.
All right. And it probably, if you're looking for the $1 million mark, I don't know if anyone is here that's a business owner, just type millions in the comments, type millions in the comments if you believe that for yourself. Probably need some help getting there. More than likely, don't want to do it by yourself. Will need some help getting there. Let me shout out Tina from YouTube. She said, I love her oils. So tell us a little bit more about, yes, I see the millions coming in. Tell us a little bit about your oils. Mm-hmm.
I believe in energy. I believe that we're all energy and that everything holds an energetic signature. So frequency and vibration is the universal language. And so the oils that I make are blended with different essential oils and also herbs that go along with whatever it is that a person may need. But it's also energetically infused. I believe that we can think, I don't know if you've ever done this, but you thought about someone, you wanted to hear from them, and then the phone rings and it's them. It's because we were able to send a message, energetically. So the first language is energetic communication. Speaking is a secondary type of thing. And so I use the oils and the products, the candles, the fragrances, the body butters, all of that to move energy from myself or from the universe or the earth, whatever kind of energy I'm channeling to other people.
All right. So there you go. And go, those are sold globally and all over. And so the television piece, like how did you get connected with Fox and all that?
Interestingly enough, I had just started the store and a guy walked in, his name was Joel, and he wanted me to, advertise my business. And as we were talking, he said, I think you'll be good for this show, this interview show that we have, Louisiana Living. So he set me up to do that. And while I was sitting there waiting for them to call me up, somebody kept asking me, was I the new anchor? I was like, no, but I guess I made an impression. So they had me back a second time. And then he said, how would you feel about doing your own show about mindfulness and meditation? And at first I was scared. I've never been trained for it. But it has been one of the most amazing things. We're going into season 4 now. We are actually rated now, which is almost unheard of.
Wonderful.
So yes.
Wonderful. And so where can people watch that? Do they have to be in Louisiana, obviously?
They can watch online at myarclimits.com, and they can go over to the lifestyle link and click Moments of Mindfulness.
All right, there you go. Shout out to Fox, just in case anyone from Fox listens in and pops in. And so mindfulness, because that is definitely, I don't want to say a buzzword, but definitely was a word that came up a lot more in really since the pandemic. And so for entrepreneurs in particular, what does that mean? What does that feel like? What are the benefits of being more mindful?
Honestly, most of us are not really present with ourselves most of the time. We think we are because we're here. But even when we're sitting still, we're thinking about things we gotta do, things that has already happened. Very rarely are we present with where we are right now, how we feel right now, what we want right now. And because we don't spend a lot of time in the present, we actually are diminished in our power. It's like only in this moment are you powerful. So practicing mindfulness helps you to stay in a space where you're in control of your energy and you're able to use it to do whatever it is that you want to do. Most people approach almost every day depleted, at least half masked, because they're just not present with themselves. Like right now, I look at your show and everything that you are. The moment that your face popped up, I was like, wow, she's beautiful. And I could feel success all over you. But I'm sure it's so many times when you're moving that it probably doesn't hit you like, wow, this is where I've made it to.
Yeah.
Keeps you right there in that space, and that's a powerful space.
Oh, that's so good. And on that point of energy, a lot of times people will talk about time management. And, I will say to sometimes it's not time, it's energy management, because you could have time and 8 o'clock, you could have time. It could be 7 o'clock or it could be 6 o'clock, but you don't have the energy to do some of the things that you have set out to do. Listen, so much love on YouTube. Thank you so much for those that are coming on in, showing Emme Rain so much love over on YouTube. And so I saw something that you posted on your Facebook, and you said, business building makes my heart happy. Helping people build their businesses. Tell us a little bit about when you fell in love with entrepreneurs.
For me, I feel like I'm a freedom fighter, right? So,
Yeah.
but you aren't going to be free if you don't have finances, you know? And
Bingo.
so it's a lot of people I know, they're very intelligent, they're highly creative and all of that, but they don't know what to do with all of that greatness inside of them. And so I'm a proponent of everybody having a business or at least an independent income that they're in control of. It's just one of those things that go along with freedom, emotional freedom, physical freedom, financial freedom. It
Yeah.
has to kind of be married in together.
I love it. I love it. Ron, thank you so much. Good evening. Good evening. We are glad to have you. And so tips for, again, beginning of the year, a lot of people are reflective, maybe have picked a word for the year. There's always an argument whether you should do resolutions, whether you shouldn't. I'm not going to get into that debate, but a lot of times this fresh new start feels good for a lot of people. And so if they already were in business, they've got a little bit new energy. If they're thinking about going into business, they're in that space. Love for you to share maybe 3 to 5 tips that you would, give to emerging entrepreneurs. They already maybe have something going on, but are looking to grow and emerge.
The first thing is deal with whichever fear may be in the way. Fear of success or fear of failure, and sometimes it's both.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't realize that's what it is, but it paralyzes us. Right when we're at the point of breakthrough, we freeze because we don't know what our life is going to look like on the other side of breakthrough. So begin to adopt mantras and affirmations that you use every single day to get that mindset piece together. You're going to draw opportunities and you're going to draw support if you keep this part together. You got to keep this part together. The other part is courage. So this is a new year. You want to go in it feeling like you're the most empowered person in your life, because you are.
Yeah.
You are the God of your life. You're the director. You're the writer. You're the star player. It's all about you. Without you, there's no your life, right? So you have to be on your own team at all times. It's okay to want whatever you want. It's okay to go after whatever you want. It's okay for it not to work out exactly how you think it ought to, as long as you're still moving. Settle in your mind right now that you are committed fully to yourself, your success, your happiness, your health, your wisdom, your love life, whatever it is that you set for your resolution or your determination for this year. Don't be dissuaded because something may be a little bit difficult. Sometimes you got to put on your gloves and you have to be like one of those boxers and just say, I'm in this thing and I'm not going down. I'm gonna knock these goals out. You have to stay that committed.
Listen, my senior pastor, Chief Apostle Olive C. Brown, said on Sunday, she said many things, but one thing she said, sometimes you gotta fight while you're building. You gotta have a hammer in one hand and a sword you gotta be fighting while you're building. So shout out to Chief Apostle Olive C. Brown. And so I love you dealing with the mindset, because sometimes people say entrepreneurship is not for the faint of heart. But I actually like to switch out heart to mind, because I really feel like it is definitely a mindset situation. And so practical things, you have a huge following on Facebook, Instagram. Like, what helped you grow your following?
Authenticity, sharing my story, even though everybody told me don't. It's like some things don't tell. It's like that was a challenge, but it helped me to grow pretty quickly. And then I'm a giver. So I believe in reciprocity 1000%. So those who interact with me, I'm interacting back with them. I'm not here to be a superstar. I'm here to be a co-laborer with people who are building. So I'm present as much as I can be, not as much as I used to be, but as much as I can be. And I work to help people grow. We do a lot of things. We do a lot of giving. We do a lot of building, a lot of teaching. In 2018, I did a live every day, 1 hour for free, teaching nonstop. And that meant some days I did 4 or 5 hours of classes because I had other things going on.
Okay, wait. 2018, I want, because listen, I'm always talking about live streaming video, because that is the only way people can feel your energy, see your energy, pick up what you have to deliver, and hear your expertise and position you as a leader. So let me slow that down, because I want to make sure y'all heard her. So in 2018, every day, you said?
Every day.
You went live?
Yes.
For at least an hour?
Yes.
Lord have mercy. That's how that was probably, I know they had to jumpstart or pile onto your exposure.
It did. It did. It really did. It was a big catalyst. And during those lives, sometimes we did giveaways. Sometimes I did free live readings. It was a lot of different things. We gave away a car in 2019. So it's a lot of that kind of stuff just really helped us grow quickly.
And there's so much, like, I thank you so much. I think this is probably, I know this is the most interactive live show I've had. I can't even, it's, the comments are coming so fast. Thank you for all the love that's over on YouTube. Like, I'm just trying to pop everybody up and so we can see you all. So, and people are definitely testifying like you are the real deal, because a lot of times there's some smoke and mirror
Right.
aspect that's going on in social media, and you don't know who is legit, who is not. And so I love it when there are people who are showing up in the comments. Let me just pop up Sheba. M challenges us heart, body, and soul. She challenges us to do challenges. Listen, Sharvette, slow down and read. She challenges us to do us. Love her for that. Thank you for that. And then, so again, so many comments over on YouTube that I am appreciative of everyone. And she is the truth. Yes. So thank you, Jessica. So I love it when people can testify and witness. And so, of all of the businesses that you have going on, what's pulling you most? Because oftentimes there's, people talk about a scale, but usually there's something that's pulling you more than others right now.
For me, I'll tell you, the one that's taking the most of my time right now is Dimensions Lounge. We're opening a club here in Louisiana. And if everything goes well the way I expect, we're planning to open one, in many other cities. That takes a lot of energy, but Magical Mystic will always be my baby. It's the place where it's most authentic me. It's honesty, it's truth, it's challenging, it's magic, it's energy, it's freedom. So that is going to always be, centerpiece for me.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And what is your YouTube for those that are hanging out on YouTube?
It's youtube.com/Lucretia Hayes.
All right, there you go. Which we should mention, M Rain is a moniker that is you. So there's no hocus pocus going on, switcheroo going on, y'all. It's just like you would have a pen name. Which reminds me to bring up, you have like 30 titles, books under your belt. You publish. Are you writing right now? How do you have time to do that?
Usually on the airplane these days. But I'm getting ready to release some books of affirmation. My staff is helping me to go through all the classes that I've taught over the last 4.5, 5 years to collect all that information and put in workbooks and different things like that. So we got quite a few things coming out pretty soon.
All right, keep an eye. And so what's the best way, because I want to honor your time, what's the best way for those that are listening and viewing to continue to connect with you?
Definitely Facebook. My primary page is at Magical Mystic. I'm also pretty active at M Rain Official on Facebook and Instagram. And of course, then there's YouTube and Twitter. But however you want to reach out, I'm always available. I'm always online somewhere.
Always online. Alexis said, "Look at that glow, Em." Yes. Great. And thank you, Roger. Rachel has popped in the actual YouTube link. So there you go. You can check it out over there. And so you do have, I do want to mention in kind of our last few minutes, you have 30 days of business building that is coming up. So that's an opportunity. Who is that best suited for?
Anyone who is ready to start their business, or maybe who has started a business, but they don't have the marketing, they don't have a business plan, they don't know how to price their products or services or how to promote. We're going to be talking about branding. We're going to be talking about the business organization itself and making sure that you get everything lined out so that you don't miss opportunities. If you're a Black-owned business, we need to help you get that certification. If you are woman-owned, if you are in a distressed area, whatever it is that you're doing, we want to help you line up for all that success. A lot of people don't even realize that they could get government contracts, because to us, if you're not building something, there's no government contracts. But education is something also that you can get government contracts for.
Listen, and my toes are in that for 2022. You talking my language, and so that's exponential growth right there. How do they sign up or find out more about that?
You can go to Magical Mystic, MAGICKAL.com, and there it's there, or you can go to thelegacybuildersacademy.com, and it's there. So we're going to be using the Legacy Builders platform and Facebook because we want to be able to catch your questions and answer and do all the interactive part on Facebook. But we have it on the Legacy Builders Academy platform as well, so that you guys can sign in whenever you get ready.
All right, perfect. And Will over on YouTube says she has a text app too. I ain't gonna put you on the spot because I know sometimes you're like, well, I can't remember what's the number to put in it. So just popped this up here for awareness. Absolutely. And so, final question as we wrap up, and I again honor your time. The goal of this show is to motivate, excite, and influence. And we want to know what continues to motivate you.
Being the person that represents the ones who mostly get overlooked. For a lot of us, if you don't have the education, if you don't have the right background, if you don't have the right family, then it's automatically something that you're denied. I don't believe in that. I believe that it can be harder if you're starting from nothing, but nothing is impossible. And I love being the face of, yes, you can do it. See, people can tell some people that, oh, you don't understand. They can't say that to me. I've been through the ringers a few times. So I love it. It makes me happy. It keeps me going.
Well, we are excited that we connected with you, and we will keep our eye out on you. Again, congratulations on your upcoming wedding and nuptial, and just much more continued success to you. Thanks for stopping by the show.
Thank you.
All right. Woo, I am telling you, amazing. If you came in and you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't hear all of it. I missed it. Just jump over to Sharvette.com. There's a blog post. There's the link to the podcast version. There's the link to the YouTube version. And so you can just check it out. And also, I know there's somebody that that needs to hear this show. So go ahead and share the link out wherever you are and tell them, check it out. Again, the easiest place is Sharvette.com because you don't have to remember anything else. For those that are brand spanking new to me, here's a quick little commercial before we wrap up from the show. Imagine what it would feel like to throw a spotlight on your business and draw attention to the great services you offer. Picture having the tools and strategies to elevate the marketing of your business. That's the mission of Mitchell Productions. We consult with women entrepreneurs and a few lucky men to help them get more customers by focusing on their visibility, their marketing, and their branding. In working with us, our clients generate more revenue and increase their brand awareness. We do this in a couple of ways with consulting services, the Platform Builder Group Coaching Program, pop-up conferences, book collaborations, and the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Hi, I'm Sharvette Mitchell, your online marketing strategist, your overwhelm eliminator, your platform builder, and your confidence igniter. Let's schedule a meet and greet call so that we can accelerate your marketing. All right. And again, this segment was brought to you by my personal brand quiz, completely free, completely complimentary. Jump over to mybrandquiz.biz, not .com, not .org, .biz, and take this quick brand quiz to see where you are with your branding, and you get targeted resources based off of how you answer the quiz questions. Again, completely free. Jump over to mybrandquiz.biz. Again, we are so honored to have chatted with Emme Rain. Check her out. Again, Sharvette.com has the full bio there. Those that are listening from Apple Podcasts and Stitcher and all of the podcast stations, just look in the show notes. You have all the information that you need there. YouTube, thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. If you enjoyed this content today, go ahead and subscribe while you're hanging over there. We appreciate all of the love that was hot and live in the comments over on YouTube, and certainly Facebook. Hey, Wendy Lee, yeah, if you just coming in, sis, you're gonna have to catch the replay. That's fine. Thank you, Valerie, for popping on in, and all our faithful listeners. listeners and our new listeners. It's a wrap for the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. We are excited that you joined us on our season opening, and there's much more to come. We'll see you later.
Live from Richmond, Virginia, you've been listening to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Catch Sharvette Mitchell every Tuesday at 6 p.m., interviewing all the stars you want to hear from. So until next week, stay motivated, excited, and influenced. This is the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show.